Fox News. Breaking news.
Breaking right now, President Donald Trump just went absolutely nuclear on Congress, and the entire legislative agenda of the United States government is now frozen. The president has declared he will not sign a single piece of legislation until Congress passes the Save America Act. Speaker Mike Johnson just confirmed it on C-SPAN. Trump is shutting it down. No more deals, no more compromise, no more waiting. While Trump goes to war for election integrity, Senate Majority Leader John Thune is blocking the very bill that 90% of Americans support. Elon Musk just fired a warning shot at Thune. And folks, this is about to get ugly. Is this the final showdown to save American elections? Well, I'm going to tell you what's at stake here, Patriots. It's not just about some piece of legislation that's collecting dust on Capitol Hill. No, this is about your vote, your voice, and whether American citizens, and only American citizens, decide the future of this nation. After the Biden administration allowed tens of millions of illegal aliens to flood across our border, the integrity of our elections has never been more vulnerable. The Save America Act does what 83% of all Americans, including 80% of Democrats, already support, requiring proof of citizenship to register and voter ID to cast a ballot. It's common sense, folks. Nearly every country on earth requires voter ID, so why shouldn't America? Here's what should terrify you. Senate leadership is playing games while the clock ticks towards 2026. If John Thune continues blocking this bill, every illegal vote that gets cast cancels out the vote of a law-abiding American citizen. That could be your vote, your spouse's vote, your children's votes erased. You see, President Trump understands the stakes, which is why he's willing to shut down everything else to get this done. And speaking of protecting what matters most to American families, I'm going to tell you about something that is hitting your wallet right now. In case you didn't know, there's new numbers out of Washington that show inflation is on the rise again. Another threat to you, your savings account, and your retirement. While Trump fights to save American elections, you need to be fighting to save your financial future. So ask yourself an honest question. Does your dollar go as far as it did 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even last year? The answer is no. And what does the next decade look like if your savings, if your portfolio lacks exposure to gold? One of history's most reliable economic hedges. So it's time to rethink your strategy. Gold has kept up with inflation and in many periods outperformed. And that's why I want you to call Noble Gold Investments today. Get their free 2025 gold guide plus a free 10th ounce American Gold Eagle with qualifying purchases. Don't let Washington's failures drain your retirement. Go to nextnewsgold.com. That's nextnewsgold.com. Let's get back to the explosive fight in Washington, because it just got even more intense. This is what the mainstream media will not tell you. Amy Kremer just dropped the receipts on John Thune, a video from 2024 where he said he'd hoped for other options besides Trump. You see, he's not just blocking the Save America Act, he's trying to wait out Trump and MAGA entirely. And Elon Musk sees it. When someone asks if Thune realizes how badly he's messing up, Trump's two-word response sends shockwaves through Washington. Not yet. That's not just a comment, folks. That's a warning. Let's take a look at what the Patriots are saying. President Trump, he says he's working overtime to get Congress to pass the Save America Act.
The Save Act, and nobody knew what the hell the Save Act. Have you been seeing? I've been working overtime the last month. It's called the Save America Act. And I saw Schumer yesterday. We will stop Save America. He's getting killed. They can't do it. And then the things within the Save America are so good. But just the title. So we had that with MAGA. Greatest name of all time. Make America Great Again. MAGA. It just worked. You know, I had something, Keep America Great. It was good, but it didn't have that MAGA. You know, there was nothing you could see. I had CAG. And CAG, I said, you know, no longer, that's not good. But MAGA is great, and we'll always respect MAGA. We love MAGA. We're never going to let you down with MAGA. But this one's even better if you think about it. This says, America. We're going to save America. The Save America. How can they fight us? The Save America Act. And I've watched them. I watched Schumer, who's horrible. What a horrible politician. He is now a Palestinian officially. He is...
He's now officially a Palestinian. The White House firing warning shots against the SAVE Act, calling it a vote killer. But Americans are fired up. What's driving the passion? Let's check in with what the House Speaker Johnson is saying.
President Trump has said that if Congress can't send him the Save America Act to his desk, then he's not going to sign anything else into law. Is this the end of legislating for this cycle as we know it?
No, it's not. And I'll talk with him about that. We'll work with him, as you know, under the Constitution. If legislation was sent to the president's desk and didn't sign it for 10 days, it would become law automatically. So, but I understand what he's trying to emphasize: the importance of this priority, how critical it is to not just to him, but to the American people and to all of us. And so, it takes no convincing among House Republicans to agree to that priority. But I think he wants to send a signal to the Senate in particular that he's very serious about this, and I think the signal's been received.
Signal received, but has it been acted upon? Americans overwhelmingly back photo ID requirements to vote. Pass the SAVE Act now. It's common sense. Nearly every country on the planet requires it. Take a look. This is the poll. 83% favor, 16% oppose photo ID to vote. It's no brainer. Really it is. Now wait till you see this. You understand why John Thune won't bring the SAVE Act to the floor.
Trump is the Republican nominee. Would you support him?
Well, I'm hoping, Leanne, to have other options, and I think we're going to have a robust primary process. So that is a hypothetical, and I know everybody says, "Well, it's a cop out. You don't want to answer that question," but it truly is at this point very preliminary. And I guess what I would tell you is, I hope we have other options, and I think we will have other options.
Game over.
Yeah, that pretty much tells you where his mind is. And then we have this: Elon Musk issuing a sharp public warning to Senate Majority Leader John Thune over his continued refusal to bring the Save America Act to a vote and get it passed. Does John Thune realize how bad he's effing up Elon Musk? Not yet. Yeah. Elon Musk responding to Gunter Eagleman with just two simple words. Do you support using the talking filibuster to advance the Save America Act? What does Mike Lee have to say?
Over the last few months, tens of millions of Americans have jumped on the cause of supporting the Save America Act and using the talking filibuster to advance it. I regret that some in Washington tonight are dismissing all those who feel this way and who have weighed in as somehow paid influencers or the product of paid influencers. This is wrong. So if you're hearing this message and you agree with these objectives, please redouble your efforts. Make clear this is not the product of paid influencers. These are real Americans doing what Americans do best.
Amen. No, this is not some grass AstroTurf campaign. Not at all. The White House today passed the Save America Act.
President Trump is urging Congress to pass the Save America Act, one of the most critical pieces of legislation in our nation's history. The Save America Act is overwhelmingly popular with all Americans because each provision is rooted in common sense. The Save America Act has 5 simple requirements as requested by the President of the United States. Number 1, voters have to show ID to cast a ballot in an American election. Very simple. 90% of Americans, including more than 80% of Democrat voters, agree with this. Number 2, the Save America Act will require all voters to show proof of citizenship in order to register to vote in American elections. Again, this is popular and rooted in common sense. Only American citizens have the right to vote in American elections. But after Joe Biden and the Democrats allowed tens of millions of illegal aliens into our country, it's more important than ever to ensure that only American citizens are registering to vote on our nation's voter rolls, and Congress needs to pass this. Number 3, the Save America Act abolishes the incredibly unsecure practice of universal mail-in ballots, which throw the door wide open for fraud. Importantly, the Save America Act maintains exceptions for Americans to use mail-in ballots for illness, disability, military, or travel reasons. The bipartisan 2005 report of the Commission on Federal Election Reform, chaired by, of all people, former President Jimmy Carter and former Secretary of State James Baker, concluded that, quote, absentee ballots remain the largest source of potential voter fraud, and it is time for Congress to finally address this. Number 4, the Save America Act permanently bans men from competing in women's sports. President Trump signed a landmark executive order upholding the promise of Title IX and ending this dangerous and unfair practice. But now it's time for Congress to codify this into law. Number 5, the Save America Act bans transgender mutilation surgery for children. Again, President Trump signed a common sense executive order to do this and kept his promise to the American people, but now Congress needs to do the same and codify it. It's well past time for Democrats in Congress to stop perpetuating the radical and false claim that you can somehow change a child's sex. You cannot. Passing the Save America Act is the most important thing that Republicans and, frankly, Democrats can do to strengthen election integrity and protect our democracy. It's what the American people elected Republicans to do, and they must deliver on it as soon as possible. The president is calling on Congress to get the job done and send this historic piece of legislation to his desk immediately for signature.
Let's go. Get it done. John Thune, where are you at? At the White House, do not pass the SAVE Act. It's a bill that removed tens of millions of votes. Oh, the SAVE Act exposed. Voter ID already exists. Yeah. T.S. Gherkin. Yeah, don't do it. It'll remove tens of millions of votes. Yeah, illegal voters. You see, here's the truth, all right? This is what the establishment doesn't want you to understand. President Trump has completely outmaneuvered the swamp creatures by refusing to sign any legislation until the Save America Act passes. He's put every single senator on record. Chuck Schumer is getting killed. Those are Trump's own words, because Democrats can't explain why they oppose a bill that 90% of Americans support. And of course the left is panicking. They're desperate. They're trying to dismiss millions of Americans as paid influencers, but Senator Mike Lee exposed that lie on camera. These are real Americans doing what Americans do best, demanding their government work for them. Trump said it perfectly. How can they fight us? The Save America Act? They can't, and they know it. So, patriots, we are witnessing a defining moment in American history. President Trump has drawn a line in the sand. No more business as usual until our elections are secured. The Save America Act isn't just popular, it's essential. Proof of citizenship to vote, voter ID to vote. This is what every patriotic American's been demanding, and now we need your help to push it over the finish line. Call your senators today. Demand they support the Save America Act. Tell John Thune that MAGA isn't going anywhere, and neither is this fight. And then text raw feed to 844-840-4963 so you can get on our exclusive insiders list. No more waiting for algorithms. No more missed notifications or notifications that never show up. All right? This is a direct message from me to you. Nothing can get in the way of that. And I want you to be the first to know when we have exclusive information for you. So text raw feed to 844-840-4963. And I also want you to share this video. Share it with everyone you know. Let's make this the most viewed segment we've ever done. Drop a comment. Tell me, should President Trump hold the line until the Save America Act passes? Simple yes or no. And don't forget to check out the Next News merch shop down below this video. Little shelf down there. Pick out something you like. For the Next News Network, I'm Gary Franchi. Stay informed and stay free.
The system controls information. Information control is power. They don't want you to see this. The truth only survives together. They don't want this shared. Share this now.